Welcome everyone to Elysion, a lounge region. I've been meaning to cover this place for a while now, but I've sort of been waiting to try and catch it when it didn't have a lot of people. Now at the moment I think there's only one other person in the region with me, so this would probably be a good time. Anyways, as I said, it's basically like a club lounge sort of area. You have to pay for the group to join and actually come to this region, so it is kind of neat that I'm sort of giving you an inside look of how the area looks without a bunch of band lines in your way, so let's go ahead and get started. There's a bit of a trail along the whole entire region. Most of it is caked with trees, like these giant trees as you can see here. There's plenty of little things that dot the area, and I'm going to have lag in this video, I'm sorry. I'm just going to tell you right now there's going to be lag, because every time I look towards the center of the region, I get frame rate drops like crazy. But we'll go ahead and take a look in all these buildings and go along the trails. If I can get into the building, that'd be great. And most of these buildings are, I think, rustic and sort of like... they're basically like lounging areas and bedrooms, basically. There is a theater and a club area further along, but we'll probably end up getting to those more so last. Oh, and I see see a bit of mesh glitching on my end. I haven't had that since I went to Sarawak. Yeah, I ended up finding out about this place through a blog that I think, if I remember correctly, it's like a photography blog, and that was a bad one. I had something glitch up there for a moment that just completely blocked out my screen. I don't know what it is about Forest, but sometimes they just have really bad mesh glitches for me. Uh, yeah, it was a photography, I think, blog, and it posted an article about this place. And I ended up coming here, and I really liked the design. Queen Bee Orchards. Yeah, it was sort of that thing where I came here and I realized that it was basically like a place that had a lot of heavy population and whatnot. And I usually try and catch these places when there's not a lot of population around, because I usually don't think it looks like you'd be lounging in an area, and then here comes somebody just wanders in and like particularly looks at everything in the room and wanders off. It just looks weird. That's always how I thought of it. Like, I know people usually are like AFK when they're sitting around or something like that, but I just imagine that image and I'm always like, man, I really don't want to look like that. Ooh, a Dreamcatcher. And I do have a bit of slowy texturing going on with some of the images here. So I'm probably going to have to be hitting the text refresh quite a bit. And I'm always sorry about that. It's like, I don't know. Like some of these regions, they just don't want to have the texture working quite right away. And here we have a kitty. So right now it looks like we're in like a farming area. We went from being in the woods to being on a farm. Not much of a difference there, I guess. I actually used to live relatively close to what used to be like an orange orchard, though they haven't been. I don't think the place has been selling them anymore. And I could easily just go through the woods near my house and end up in the back. Go through the backyard and go through the woods a bit and end up in like an orange farm. So this looks like it would be more like apples, and from how it looks, perhaps honey. Ugh, okay. As you can see, there's like leaves and stuff in the air that's just floating there. Like I was talking about before, is that I saw this place on Photography Sim. This is a very nice place for pictures, which is the reason why it was showcased there. And like we saw, if you saw my Sarawak video, there was also places like that where you basically can set up pictures with things that are in the area. And some of the stuff, like there's props like leaves up in the air, floating there and whatnot. And it makes for a better looking picture. And I only started seeing that sort of thing more recently. It seems like more so that they've... Like there's been this conscious thing where you make a region more interesting to make pictures of, or photogenic or something along those lines, because I usually didn't see things like that until probably last year, I think. Like, I know poses are a thing, but like the actual scenery itself on a region being more so for photos is what I'm more so talking about. And now we're seeing a bunch of forces, and I'm sort of rambling on because I don't want to really leave like a bunch of dead air, but I'm still sort of just taking in what I'm looking at here. It looks like more so beehives over here. And perhaps they're using this barn as a garage, sort of. Garage and salvage, that sounds about right. This might be where the frame rate drop is coming from, because I think we're towards the center of the region now. Actually, I like that quite a bit, the deer thing on the wall. And this gives a whole new meaning to have you been raised in a barn. Or live in a barn. I don't think any of these are I'm pretty sure none of these are private homes from what I remember from that article. I think. Hopefully not. And yeah, I'm definitely taking a frame hit here, but as you can see, we have a whole setup here of what basically looks like a living room almost on top of this barn. Got the alcohol, the bathtub, the whips on the wall, the chair, pretty much everything you need. I don't know, to me this looks like this is probably one of the best forests I've been to in a while. Like usually when I go to a forest region, it just has trees just randomly placed everywhere, but this feels like it was like everything was deliberately placed like how it was supposed to be. Like I look at this and I could potentially think of seeing this. Like I look at this and I think, I don't know, like Minnesota or something. I don't know, that's the first thing that comes to mind. Like Minnesota countryside or something. Though I guess maybe that wouldn't be true because I see like a lot of ferns. I don't know if ferns are particularly something up that way. You can see more buildings on the way, and there's also a lighthouse over across along the ocean there, though we'll get to it eventually because there is one way to actually get over there. In fact, I think we might be making our way over there now. Slowly but surely. And you can see the lights streaky across in the sky. There we go. Like this spot here looks really nice with the glow on the water and all that. We also have some mist over here too, which sort of adds to like, I don't know, like you look at it from farther away and it adds a bit of detail, like it's a foggy morning next to the shoreline or something like that. I don't know. Like, I'm not too much of a... Like, over there, like, you look over to the lighthouse and you see, like, mist on the water. It actually looks like something like you'd see in the morning or something along those lines. And you can see some over there, too. See if we can reach up towards this little building over here that I almost missed. And I think that's like the lounge club over that way. That big building behind us. And this looks like a view of somebody painting the lighthouse from farther away. Which I think adds like a nice touch, because usually when I see a sort of layout like this, it's usually just like I don't know, like a generic paint. This actually looks like somebody took the texture and added some form of, I don't know, like browning to it and made it actually look like somebody was painting a picture of something on the sim. I guess maybe this is the artist's house. Or at least a small house. This is actually a pretty cozy looking place. Particularly like the side window thing. I really like that a lot. Like having that whole window side where you could see off into the coast, but as one big, basically, frame. I think that looks nice. Though at the same time, it does sort of add the problem of the practicality of being on a region like this, and since that was pointed more towards the sea, it's easier, but when you're in, if that was pointed towards the forest, you would be having issues with lag, so good choice in having it pointed more towards the sea, I guess. I am sort of like, I don't know, it's like 2 a.m. for me, and I just got out of work, so I am sort of a bit uppity more than I usually am for these videos. See if we can make this appear. For some reason it's gray, but it's not showing the texture. There we go. This looks like it might be an art gallery of some sort. Let's see what the picture has to say here. Redemption opening June 5th to 26th. Well, that's definitely over for me. It's like almost mid-July. I believe that says Isla Barzane, White Pines Gallery. Though I don't actually see, now that I think about it, I don't actually see any pictures here besides this one. So I don't know if maybe I caught them in an intermediate where they're changing stuff for the gallery or what. Or if I need like the media on for it to work. And back here, it looks like there's actually a shop of some sort. Not like a real one, but one that's like a display shop. Or maybe that's like a cafe, actually. I guess this would be a spot where you do like poses and whatnot. Like they have it set up to be something similar to what you'd actually go in and have like model poses for, I guess. This gives us a nice view of the ocean side like it was before. You can see the lighthouse if I look over again. I'm just sort of texturizing the dogs at the moment. Yep, we got a nice view of the lighthouse. That looks actually really nice from here. Like I said, everything feels like it's deliberately placed. Like, they did a really good job on how everything sort of meshed together and how, like, you look somewhere and it just, like, you look anywhere and it looks like it would make a good either scenic picture or, like, a posing picture. And I am running with advanced lighting on at the moment, so that may affect how some things look compared to basic lighting. But I imagine it probably still looks very nice, regardless of which one you use. That's probably a part of the reason why I have so much lag right now, is because of the advanced lighting. Forest always give me problems with that. Mostly probably because there's so much overshadowing going on. Is there something back here? No, I think this is just part of the gate for this area right here. And over there is actually where we started, so we've actually done like a mini loop around already. At least for this side. We've actually not gone over that side at all. That's where we're heading next. In fact, I think we'll be making our way over towards... We'll be going across the shoreline, I think, and then heading over to the lighthouse. I just, like, text refreshed something, but I'm not sure what that was. It may have been, like, some of the grass around. It was actually meaning to get this log. More leaves and birds floating in the air. And we can see those streaking lights that we saw through the forest earlier, they're right around that way. Though I think being in the forest makes them look a bit better than just being straight in the sky. That's just my own opinion, though. And here we have another small room for us to look at. Right along the seaside. Okay. Oh my dear. And here we see the rest of the area from the lighthouse. As you can look off and see a lot of like underbrush and ruined boats and a bit of planks and whatnot around. And from here you can actually see the pink of the sun going down with the wind light, which is really nice. And you can also see a lot of the outer region stuff going on from here as well. They have, as per usual with a lot of regions these days, the outer region stuff that fills out, so it's not just endless ocean around you. And it looks like they have some form of mountainous thing of it, so. I think that teleporter might just be to the top. Oh, I think somebody's in here. See what looks like a propane tank or something over here. Natural gas tank. It says gas something on it, but I can't really tell. I think it might be propane. Okay. And inside the lighthouse, apparently, there is a very big wizard, or like, historian in here. Like, I don't know why I said wizard first, but then again, I've been watching a lot of Harry Potter movies at the moment. Or like an avid reader. Something along those lines. I don't know what's going on here. Is it like is it like an insect den? Like I always come to these regions that are like rustic in nature. Okay. I always come to these regions that are rustic in nature, and it always surprises me how many things I'll find that I've never seen before. Like the whole, like they call it rustic, but I guess it's like sort of like a countryside sort of thing, or perhaps. And well, it doesn't really fit that well when you try and like, I don't know, try and mix it with other things. But when you do like a full rustic area, it always comes together very well. And Second Life seems to have a really big population that enjoys this sort of look to it. Personally, myself, I've always enjoyed more gothic architecture. Maybe not like vampire particularly related, but things that are just sort of like in like that Victorian styling sort of thing myself. But that's sort of gone out of flavor compared to more like medieval fantasy and rustic, and I guess more so sci-fi as well. Oh, maybe a wizard does live here, because I see like some weird owl thing on the ground. This lighthouse, though, I'd totally live in a lighthouse like this. And here we are at the top. I think this is probably like one of the biggest spots on, like the highest spots in the region. And everything below us looks kind of like it's blanketed in fog with the wind light how it is. And because I text refreshed this, it doesn't want to show up now. That's a bit unfortunate. Oh well, I think we'll go ahead and just leave this lighthouse now and head on, I think, towards that big clubhouse along the way. Basically on the opposite side of us, which I think is also, if you remember earlier when we saw the spot with the deer and the boat and like the glowy stuff on the water that I was talking about, there was a bridge above. And I believe that bridge connects this big building here with the, I think it's like a theater building as well, so you also see a boat along the way here too, though I'm not sure if that's on region or off it. Let's see. Nope, seems to be off region, though you can definitely see it here. Embracing statues. Yeah, let's go ahead and head on right over here. I'm assuming this path will take me up there. And it looks like I am correct as we're heading upwards. These paths are really nice too. Just makes me think of going on nature trails that had these sort of like wooden walkways. It's like I can practically smell pine in the air right now. It's crazy. Let's see. Yep, another welcoming sign, Elysion. We have another redemption picture here, along with something else. I think it says... Like, I've gotten pretty good at reading blurry pictures, but I usually do sort of want to texturize them for the video. And it says Timekeeper's Ball. It really does sort of drive me crazy when I see blurred textures when I'm trying to record, though. Like, it doesn't really bother me if I'm just walking through a place normally, but... Okay. I tried setting my distance a bit further down in here, because there's a lot of things I think texturizing in here. And it looks like it's picking up a bit better now. You can literally see glass shattering, frozen in time. This looks like it's a photo room of something. Huh. That's definitely different. You got a bit of surreality going on in here. I wonder if this is... Huh. I don't know. I wonder if this is from like a previous event or if this is something else entirely. It looks like we have a spot that we're going to have to teleport to here. Kind of thinking I might want to leave that one for last, because if I teleport up somewhere high, then I'm going to lose all the texturizing that's been going on down here. So I probably should save that for last thing in this building. Some leftover decorations from the holidays, perhaps, over here. I would pop the guest book and see some of the messages, but usually they just outpour all of them at once. And since I'm already sort of having issues already, I don't want to freeze up again. So sorry, there's not going to be a guest book pop-up this time. Though usually I do like to read them. Looks like water is like pouring out here into the... Ooh, this is really nice. It looks like this is part... I guess this is part of like the club area that I thought this whole building was going to be. This looks really nice. Makes me think of like space almost, though it's not particularly space themed. It's more like a cave. I'm not sure. I don't know what this is. It looks... That's what I thought kind of looked like a plant before, but now I'm not sure. Anyways, let's go ahead and see what the observatory over here looks like. Oh, that's... I'm not sure what happened there. I saw somebody else, I think, try and use the teleport at the same time. I hope that didn't just bug them out or something. Because presumably that should be, presumably that should be working correctly, I think. I don't know. Alright, here's the bridge I was talking about before that I saw. And it looks like it's like entirely overgrown. But yeah, it looks like unfortunately we won't be checking out what that observatory is, because I couldn't get the teleporter to work. But I think this is the last building on the region here. And from the text that I'm seeing already, it looks like it's labeled like the Lux. You can see a good view of the trees down there again. This theater particularly, and the bridge and all that, it definitely has that overgrown feel to it, like it's been abandoned. And yeah, just from checking out inside here, it definitely looks like it has that ruinous feel to it. Though from some of the pictures here, I didn't mean to click on that. From some of the pictures that look like they're probably for events, it doesn't look like it's just like a sneak spot. It looks like they actually hold stuff here to do. Like, that's another thing that I really like is, like, I don't really usually see a lot of places that particularly are just about that, but, like, places that are ruins and whatnot. Especially if it's, like, urban ruins. Particularly like those, and this definitely looks like something that somebody put a lot of work in to actually have that sort of feel to it, to where it's, like it's been here for a very long time, and people, you sort of see that look of nature taking over again. And this looks like it might be like a VIP upstairs room or something along those lines. And I guess the other room that I went past before is the other set of upstairs rooms. Or, I don't know exactly what you call it. It's not a room, it's like an upstairs audience area, but I know there's a particular name for it. All that jazz. We'll go down the actual way instead of just jumping down, I think. Yeah, they got one of these machines here. Let's go ahead and take a Let's go ahead and pull the lever on it and see what we get. Overrated. And we see the bar right here. Plenty of drinks. Enjoy a nice show with. This area actually looks particularly active compared to the rest of this place down here. Get a closer look at the stage. In complete disarray. Okay. I just noticed like the target board's up there. That's kind of weird. I guess this looks like it might be like a... It's definitely a pool room, so... And I think that about covers it for here at Elysium. Definitely a spot I would check out if it was, if you have the money to spare. I'd definitely check it out and use it as a lounging area or whatever, you and your partner, or just you. Because this place really does have like that peaceful feel to it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a bit choppy at times, I know. I'm a bit sorry about that. But in any case, I will see you guys in the next one. So see you soon.